So, Prime Minister, the Met Police has concluded its inquiry. Are you going to apologise for the scale of law-breaking under your watch?
Well, I'm very grateful to the Met for their work. I thank them for everything that they've done. I think that we just need to wait for Sue Gray to report, and then, as I've said, I'll be, fingers crossed, that will be very soon, and I'll be saying some more next week.
And can you guarantee that that report will be as transparent as possible and that Number 10 won't be blocking any names from being released?
That will be entirely up to Sue Gray, and I'll be looking forward very much to seeing what she has to say, and fingers crossed that will be pretty soon next week.
And secondly, what do you say to Jamie Oliver today, who's protesting outside Downing Street, an Eton Mess protest because of
Is he protesting against me?
No, he's protesting about your obesity policy.
No, okay. We are very, very. We understand the vital importance of tackling obesity. It costs the NHS huge sums of money. People feel healthier, happier. Their quality of life is much better if they lose weight. Speaking entirely personally. Now, there are lots of things you got to focus on, including diet, eating less, or eating less is the most important thing. But there are some things at the moment where we think they make very little difference to obesity, and they can affect people's weekly outgoings, people's budgets. And at this particular time, if people can save on their food bills with some offers, then I think we've just got to be flexible whilst continuing to tackle obesity.
You mentioned people there. People here in Wales are struggling.
Yes.
People are struggling financially. Food bank use is increasing. What are you waiting for before more support here?
We're putting in huge amounts of support right now, and we will continue to do that. The reason we can is because we came out of COVID with a strong economy. We've got the fiscal firepower to put money into people's livelihoods, to try to support people in the way that we did during COVID. And the issue that we have to tackle is not only the help for the immediate cost, the cost with people's energy, the cost of food. What you've got to fix is the supply of energy in this country. It is crazy that we're paying so much more than some other countries for dependable, low-carbon energy. And we made a historic mistake in not going for enough nuclear. Here in Wales, we have the answer. So not just at Wilfer, but to Trasfynydd. We're going to be going forward.
People need help now.
I'll come back in a second. But what we also need to do, of course, they need help now, and I understand that. And we're helping now, and we will continue to do more. But at the same time, you've got to show people, and you've got to make sure that we don't run into this kind of problem again. And it was the short-termism of previous Labour governments that meant we didn't have the dependable energy supply. So I care deeply about the crunch now, but what we have to avoid also is future crunches and future spikes in the cost of energy. It is insane that this country is piping in electricity from the continent, from France. Crazy when we've got hydrocarbons of our own, and that we're continuing to take them from Putin's Russia.
What cutbacks have you had to make personally in the last 3 months?
I understand completely that people are facing a very tough time, and that is why many people are facing a very tough time. And that's why we put £22 billion already into tackling people's costs, particularly on energy. I think one thing that people haven't focused on perhaps is that there's another big cut in people's taxes coming. Everybody on national insurance contribution in July, making that contribute on national NI NICs will get an average cut of £330. I'm not going to pretend to you that we can magic away every single expense that people are going to face as a result of the global spike in energy prices. But be in no doubt that this will come down. We will get people through it. We will use the firepower that we've built up to put our arms around people, just as we did during the pandemic.
And finally, can I squeak in a question on farmers in Mid Wales? Some of them struggling at the moment with paperwork related to Brexit. When will that improve for them?
Well, I'm just here in a fantastic agricultural food business that is, I think, doing better and better. And one of the things we want to do, of course, is to cut their energy costs. But there are and that will, I think, particularly help a fantastic business like this. But if you look at lambing sheds, which I remember from when my family were farming, there are big expenditures in energy, inputs like fertilizer. That's driven very much by the cost of fuel. Get that down, fix the price of energy, and you really start to help the agricultural sector as well.
Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr. That's right.
Okay, stay there.